Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Today I'm going to be doing my library haul. So, I'm still reading a few books from the library, and I've actually gotten some as well. So, I already read 2 of these books, except this guy is 11 days overdue. I keep meaning to return it, never happened. So tomorrow I really have to bring this back home. So let's see what we got, and as well as what I am waiting for. So my first book is The Legend of the Nine-Tailed Fox by Katrina Kwan. You may be the last of her kind. At night she stalks the streets of the city of Long Hollow, luring in victims with the mask of a beautiful woman, then consuming them in her true form of the nine-tailed fox. When she is captured by a powerful demon hunter named Stornum and banished to hell, she manages one final act of revenge, dragging him into a subordinate stone with her. Now trapped in an abyss with unimaginable terrors, they will need to bypass the cunning gods who preside over each circle. Forced to rely upon one another as they will claw their way out of the underworld, both demon and demon hunter discover that there is more to the under than meets the eye. So I quite enjoyed this. I actually gave it 4 stars. The character reminded me of, oh my gosh, I think it was called Shanghai Immortal. They kind of act really similar. Oh no, she was definitely more mature than the one of the main character from Shanghai Immortal. I'm pretty sure that's what the book was called, because I remember that main character, oh my gosh, she was so annoying, like Jesus. But yeah, so she is way better than her, but honestly, like, the personalities kind of reminded me of that person from Shanghai Immortal, so that's why I kind of brought it up. But I quite loved it. Like, it was fun, it was nice, and then, you know, it was just a really nice fantasy kind of vibe. So of course there are some things where you can easily guess what was happening, but it was just a really fun book to me, so I didn't really have to think much, in all honesty. And that is okay. Sometimes I want books where I don't have to think too much. So this is one example. So it was fairly simple. Oh, I thought her name was familiar. The Last Dragon of the East. I still have to read that book. Okay, so I actually picked up this today. That is The Wicked Sea by Jordan Stephanie Gray. Beneath the sea are hot beckons. Mermaids, the thriller of the still dreams of freedom. On the run from the dangerous source where after years of torment she shed her tail, grew legs, and hid herself on land in the mirror-loathing kingdom of Borgia. She survives by stealing and battering on the dirty streets until she is arrested and sentenced to death by the brutal warlock Arion Stone. Arion is as beautiful as he is cold and deadly, interested solely in executing the mirror he views as evil. He grew as strong as any warlock might, but a great personal cause which can be remedied only by the heart of the god of death, lost their fabled kingdom somewhere in the ocean's treacherous depths. Despite his contempt for her, Orion offers the villain a deal she can't refuse: help him find the mystical heart, and he will spare her life. With her life at stake, the villain agrees, entangling their souls of forbidden desires in a magical bargain. I actually gave this book to my coworker because he was quite interested as to what's it about. He's like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I don't know if he was gonna read it, but he's not much of a reader. But if this book could get him interested, anyone could. So I'm quite excited about it. It's been a while since I read a good mermaid book, so that's why this is also 4 stars. My next one, I'm also in progress and also doing a reading vlog for this, although the said reading I have not done that much. And that is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. Hazel Chapaz has always known she wasn't like her siblings, a 13th child promised to one of the gods. She spends her childhood waiting for her benefactor, Merrick, the god of death, to arrive and take her away. When he does, he lays exactly what he's planned for Hazel's future. She will become a great and celebrated healer. To aid her endeavors, Merrick blesses Hazel with a gift, the ability to instantly deduce the exact cure needed to treat the sick, but all gifts come with a price. So far it's okay. It was really kind of slow to build up the, characters and the world building, but I'm quite intrigued as to what is happening so far. I got 13 days left, no pun in it. Like, quite literally it says 13 days. So, Yeah, 13 days, 13 child, what are the odds? And the other book I also finished is Midnight on the Celestial by Julia Alexandra. A voyage beyond the wildest dreams and the darkest fears. Rowan Damarcus has never feared the dead. Her gift for summoning spirits dazzled at her family's galas and secured her place in the Damarcus legacy. That is until she fails the realm's trial and is bred too dangerous to keep her magic. Forced aboard the Celestial, a luxurious cruise ship where staff compete for a second chance. Wolf fights to survive demanding and affluent guests, ruthless bosses, and Evander, an infuriating, handsome silk performer determined to see her fail. But the true dangers surface after dark when the Celestial transformed into halls of deadly nightmares. Now, one thing I don't really quite understand was that she never really did got forced. Spoiler. Because she kind of got on the board willingly, like from herself. So I feel like that's kind of misleading. And since they said forced aboard the Celestial when she kind of did that by herself. Like no one really told her, hey, get on the board. You know what I mean? So it really says right over here. Like I turned over my shoulder to look at him, but I can't make out his expression. The hawks have all stopped at his command, but they're sweaty and panting. She's a fugitive, Gray, one yells. No, Gray answers as I turn back around to face the path ahead of me. She's a prisoner of the Celestial now. So, like, I wanted the odds of me flipping to the right page, but like it literally says right here in these 2 pages that like she willingly did it herself. But I don't know. The story was kind of odd. I also gave this a 4 stars. I quite liked it. I quite liked the plot and like the characters, and honestly, Wolf wasn't honestly a bad character. So I also liked the magic. The magic was cool. So and it was a really nice touch. But yeah, I didn't guess who was the big bad of the book, and it was quite obvious, but it was still a fun read, so I quite enjoyed it. Alright, so this book, apparently I have a physical copy of already, but I didn't know. Surprise. And it's Queen of Faces by Petra Lord. A desperate girl at the Cutthroat Magical Academy faces a choice between life and death, become an assassin for the enchanted elite, or watch a decaying body draw its last breath. Annabelle Gage is trapped in a male body and is rotting from the inside out, but Anna can afford to escape it, even as the wealthiest in Cameron buy and discard expensive designer bodies without a thought. When she fails to get admittance to the prestigious Power God Academy and access to the healthy uniforms the school provides its students, her final hope employs. Now without options, Anna must use her illusion magic to try to steal a healthy chances before her own kills her. And my next one is Adria by Soraya Bozzali. I'm sorry if I say that wrong. Adria is the story of Morocco's warrior goddess, a strange magic, fierce rebellion, and devastating romance. Tempest, monster, warrior. The Portuguese Empire has planted its flag across Morocco, ruling with an iron fist, but eventually all empires must fall. Akia, the daughter of a Moroccan freedom fighter, was born for battle. She has witnessed the death of her people, the starvation and torture at the hands of the occupiers, and it has awakened an anger within her, an anger that burns hot and bright, and that speaks to Achia's soul. Only Akia's secret lover, Rachid, a rebellion leader, knows how to soothe her, but as the fight for Morocco's freedom reaches its final climax, the creature that simmers beneath Achia's skin begs to be unleashed, and hungers for the screams of those who have caused her pain, and it will not be ignored. Ooh, the cover is stunning. I love it. My next one is The Escape by Mr. Maya. It's all fun and games until someone ends up dead. 6 months ago, season 4 of the Escape game ended in horror when a constant Alicia Angelos was found murdered on set. Now season 5 is underway and new contestants are ready to put their skills to the test, solving the show's trickiest escape rooms. There's Addie, the cryptographer, Carter the math whiz, Beck the wannabe game master, and Sierra Angelos, the girl who got away with her sister's murderer, also everyone believes. But Sierra's not just here to win, she's here for justice. When the contestants begin uncovering clues that hint at the identity of Alicia's true killer, it becomes clear that the stakes aren't high in this competition. They're deadly. If these teens want to win and survive the game, they must solve the biggest mystery of all: who killed Alicia Angelos? The one who is closer to you. Anyways, I'm just guessing. My next book is An Accident of Dragons by Sherry Radic. An unlikely lord finally meets a problem he can't flirt his way out of this adventurous and light-hearted queer cozy fantasy, featuring pirates, dragons, kidnapping, online tea, and other high fantasy delights. In theory, the Dragoness of Summer can make any resident on her island a ruler if the previous Lord Summer is so careless as to die without an heir. In practice, absolutely no one expected her to choose Teddy, the last Lord's middle-aged fancy man. With his quick wit, heaps of charisma, and excellent dress sense, Teddy brings plenty of virtues to his new role, but statecraft, trilogy, and decorum are not among them. That's alright, he's done his duty to the island, and his 5-year-old daughter Zinnia will make a brilliant Lady Summer when her time comes. Except when a ship of desperate mainland thieves arrives, Zinnia's caught in a fracas and taken hostage. Teddy jumps into the rescue mission without delay, even though his days of adventures on the mainland are long buried with his lover. But his sailors have never seen the destination, and was the hardline admirer who leads them thinks Teddy's a worthless bandit against a combining robber baron, a sorceress who has tamed her own dragon, and ordinary people with everything to lose. The crew faces terrible odds, but with all he loves and danger, Teddy must prove there's more to him than he ever intended to show. Aw, that sounds so cute. My next book is Kingdom of Rays by Melissa Cruz. Oh, I just realized they spelled a misspelling mistake from Melissa. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a shining kingdom floating on the sea. The kingdom of Fear was one of the most powerful and beautiful places in the world, but after invasion by the land of Lacorn, it was lost to the waves. Now the Alfear live as the second-class citizens beneath Lacorn's golden palaces. When two bands of Alfear thieves, one led by Iban Cedriel and the other by Jeanette Strong, go after the same treasure, a priceless relic, the worlds and hearts suddenly collide, for the relic releases an ancient magic that can restore the legacy of Alfear, a magic that could change the course of Iban and Jin's lives forever. With the possibly high stakes and charming will they want romance? What? This heist fantasy is perfect. My next book is The Swan's Daughter by Rashani Korsky. To find love is a curse. Prince Ares knows that marriage means murder, thanks to a poorly worded wish to a sea witch. All one needs to rule the Isle of Malos is the heart and the hand of the kingdom's heir. Historically, this has been construed quite literally. Thus, Ares expects the day that after his marriage and murder, he will wake up as a sediment tree alongside the rest of his descendants. His only chance at a long life is finding true and lasting love. When Ares' parents announce a tournament of brides to compete for his hand and heart, a slew of eligible, lovely, and possibly murderous bachelorettes make their way to Wrath Castle. Ares glittering balls in Ozolord caves soars through menageries of daydream trees and pearls crocodiles. Tea time on glass boats and kisses that leave his head spinning. Ares cannot tell who is here and out of love for him or lust for power until he meets the Mizelle. As the little swan, the Mizelle song rings out of the truth. Forced into hiding, the Mizelle strikes a deal. Ares will provide her with safekeeping in exchange for her truth-telling song to sort through his potential brides. And while Ares is used to dodging death threats, and the Melissa is accustomed to finding her voice to be heard. To survive the tournament of brides requires a different kind of bravery, and perhaps the bravest thing one can do is not really protect one's life, but to find courage to chase a life worth living. My next book is The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin. There once was a village so far north that most considered it the top of the world, and in that village the sun fell in love with her star maker. Nestled deep in the snowy mountains of the Lost Range, the village of Vivili is a small miracle. Beyond the reach of the sun, Vivili is dependent upon the magic of the mysterious star maker. Every morning he trudges across a vast glacier and pulls in sunlight over the peaks, providing the village with the light it needs to survive. Aurora Finch grew about tales of the star maker's magic. Never imagined she would one day meet him, but on the morning of her wedding, a fateful encounter in the frostbitten woods changes everything. The star maker senses a powerful magic within her and demands she come study under her guidance. With the newfound abilities tied to the survival of the village, Aurora is swept away to his ice-covered castle, and far from everything she's ever known. And my last book is probably has like the strangest title ever, but that is that Between Worlds B and B by Amy Backstrom. Have you ever wanted to experience magic? Have you ever wanted to get away from everyone and everything? Do you enjoy baked goods? Then come and stay at the Between Worlds B and B to see Margot is bored. It's the summer before she graduates and she has no idea where her life is going. When she gets locked out and checks into a lovely B&B, Margot is greeted by surprisingly handsome receptionist Finn. The rooms are cozy, there's a grand library and a huge swimming pool, and the breakfast smells amazing, but Margot soon suspects that it's all too perfect, and that magic is in the air. She's fairly sure that one of the other guests is a fairy princess. For one thing, is this a B&B for magical beings? But Margot doesn't have a magical bone in her body, so what is she doing there? And that's what we're gonna find out once I get the book. But anyways, so those are all the books I have placed hold for the library and have came along over time. But let me know if you guys made any library on hold, and please like, comment, subscribe so you know if I never time I post. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!